Hi, my name is Debbie Kemp and I'm the Kent MBA Programme Director. I'm also a Senior Lecturer in Retail Management at Kent Business School, where I've worked for the last 10 years. And prior to that, I had a career in industry where I worked for over 15 years as a buying executive. But most importantly, what I want to do is talk you through our Kent MBA programme and hopefully help you make choices that will affect your career in the future. So firstly, why the Kent MBA and Kent Business School? Well, Kent Business School is a really special place. We pride ourselves in our academic excellence and we've got a great international reputation for the quality of our research. The students, all of our students are taught by experts in their field and that's particularly important on the MBA programme. Also importantly, we have professional recognition and accreditations and a great reputation as a business school. We're double accredited, which means that we are in the top 5% of business schools worldwide. And we are very excited that we have the Association of Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business Award, AACSB, which is an American accreditation. And we've also we've accredited by AMBA, which is the Association of MBAs. And as I mentioned, this places us in terms of the top institutional global rankings. We're also looking to get our EQUIS accreditation this year, which will mean that we're triple accredited. As well as those two accreditations, as you can see with all the logos on the slide, we also are really proud that we have a TEF Gold Award, which is the Teaching Excellence Framework in the UK. We also work very closely with the Small Business Charter. We also work very closely with CMI, which I'll come on to in a moment. So specifically the Kent MBA, what I'm really passionate about is that we make a difference for every student who works with us. We've got three key principles, which is that we will provide our students with knowledge and skills to become transformational leaders who have an innovative mindset, but also importantly that they are very responsible in their, and we embed responsible management in their practices. And we work both on a local and a global level. We do this by making sure our course content is relevant and up to date, and all of the different modules, which I'll go through in a moment, are taught by academics who are expert in their areas of knowledge. Some have had business careers, such as myself, or otherwise they consult and work on groundbreaking research, which they then bring all of that knowledge into the classroom. So there's a real diverse, eclectic mix of teaching staff. So some other key highlights, I've already mentioned the accreditations. There's also, with CMI, you will get a level 7 qualification from the Kent MBA, and once you've got that, you then have an option when you're back at work to achieve chartered management status through CMI, which is their highest level and therefore really recognised within the business world worldwide. There's loads of opportunities to engage with businesses, both in the region, in and around Kent. We have lots of connections, but also across the nation and also internationally. We do this by embedding lots of different opportunities to engage with employers throughout all the programs. There's a long list of guest speakers who work with us. We also have a consultancy week where you have the opportunity to put some of the things you've learned into practice. And there's live projects working with organisations who benefit hugely from working with you, but equally you benefit from working with them and having those opportunities which you can then explore on your CV. Also, if you're entrepreneurial, you may have already started your own business. We have a business startup week, which is really, really unique to the Kent MBA. And we have a specific Aspire space, which is where we very much encourage the entrepreneurial spirit and encourage you to come up with business ideas. That may be your ambition to start your own business, or it may be that you just want to learn those skills and hone those skills to be more entrepreneurial within your organisation. Also, importantly for the Kent MBA, you will have lifelong connections with these businesses, but also with current students and alumni students. We have actively engaged with our alumni students, and many of them come back in and work with us on projects or act as guest speakers or mentors for our current students. Another key highlight of the Kent MBA is our great location. We're very close to London, so particularly if you want to travel or see our great capital in the UK, it's very easily linked to London, but also we're very close to Europe. And we use those opportunities. So we have a European study trip where that's included in the price of the MBA program. It's a very exciting trip every year. We tend to go to different places, and that gives you again to work and explore different cultures and business setups in different European cities. There's also an opportunity to learn a European language if you'd like to. Our course operates with flexible learning. We have, you can come and study with us full-time, so you may feel now's a great time in your career to take a break, do something different, challenge yourself, or you may feel that you want to do this as a part-time option alongside your current job. Full-timers and part-timers work together seamlessly in the classroom, and those expertises that you all bring to the party work really well. The MBA also underpins the Senior Leaders Master's Degree Apprenticeship. So if it's something that your company can sponsor you on, you can get up to 100% funded through the government levy. So it might be worth considering that as an option if you currently work in the UK. Now, the MBA, we have a hugely diverse student body. So in terms of work experience, we do ask that you have at least 3 years work experience, but the average work experience of our students is 10 years. And therefore, you will learn as much from your fellow students as you will the professor standing at the front of the room. Our average age is 35, however, the range of ages is between 25 and 60 plus. So again, a really different group for a student body, which is very different to a normal postgraduate student body. We have a good mix of male and females. Our students over the last year have come from 23 countries, and again, we really value that diversity, the cultural differences that the students bring to discussions, and that generally we have very lively debates around different subjects and everybody learns something. And our students come from 23 different industries. So again, our MBA is a generalist MBA, so you can come and join us and get those general business skills. It doesn't really matter what sector you've come from in your careers. And this may be an opportunity for you to try something different. It may be a break that you've needed to actually do something different and move into a different sector. In terms of your learning journey, we very much sort of manage this for you throughout the year if you're full-time, or 2 years if you're part-time. And what we try to do is really sort of develop strategic leadership, always bearing in mind that we are encouraging responsible managers and that entrepreneurial creative spirit. So in term 1, we're very much looking at strengthening your core competencies. So we have strategic management, strategic marketing and communications, operations management, leadership and change, and financial analysis for decision making. Then you move into term 2, where we'll be broadening your views. We really want to try and disrupt your knowledge and challenge you that little bit more. So we do business analytics, delivering innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainable and ethics management, and finally, global strategic management. And once you've completed all of those, we then very much consolidate your view and you do an MBA business report. And that very much is based on your experience you've had on the MBA and applying that to a current business challenge, whether that's in the organisation you currently work in, or whether you come up with a different project, a sort of passion project that you want to really do some research on. Underpinning all of that, we have a module that really reviews business skills and your personal development. And within that module, we have Consultancy Week that I mentioned, we have the international trip, you also have one-to-one mentoring, we have a guest speaker series, and one of the things we do every year at Kent and we're really proud of is we have a business summit where we invite over 400 organisations and companies to come and join us at Kent Business School to discuss current issues. And MBA students are very much a part of that and join into that. All of that is wrapped up with a reflective report, which is where you get an opportunity to recognise your learning journey and put that down on paper. So that's often quite humbling to reflect on where you were at the start of the year and how you've developed and what skills that you've learned throughout that year. All of our modules are updated regularly. That's really important because we need to constantly be relevant. We also want to challenge you and inspire you to think of different creative solutions to current business challenges. So this is not an easy degree by any means. I've actually got a Kent MBA, so I can speak personally. However, you wouldn't want it to be easy because this is a degree that not many people have, and therefore you form part of a very special group when you have a Kent MBA, which is particularly important when you're looking to market yourself following on from your Kent MBA. So in terms of supporting you with your ambitions, what we're really aware of is that you will all have very different work experience, very different journeys, and when you walk into the classroom on the first day, you will all have different ambitions of where you want to be at the end of the year or 2 years if you're part-time. It might be that you're being sponsored by your organisation and you want to climb up the corporate ladder. It may be that you want to run your own business after you've finished the MBA, having had a successful career elsewhere. And that's where you will have access to the Aspire Lab that I mentioned before, which is a startup hub to really encourage that entrepreneurial spirit. But within everything that we do, employability is very much embedded into all of our programs. You will also have, alongside your studies, one-to-one coaching and mentoring, which is embedded into the program. And that's where we can really explore with you where you might go afterwards and how we can support that. There's also a dedicated student support team, and they offer one-to-one support on more pastoral issues. So whether that's your health and your well-being, or whether it's general study support, it may be that you haven't studied in academia for many, many years and you've been concentrating on your careers. And therefore that's important as well to know that you have got that support if you need it. The entry requirements, they're quite simple. We're looking for a good degree, so you need to have a minimum of a 2-2 from a UK university or other approved international universities. However, if you have got over 10 years managerial work experience, exceptions can be made for you because we really appreciate you bringing all of that experience into the classroom. You do need to have a minimum of 3 years full-time managerial work experience, and that is really important so that we can keep up the quality of the programme and that you're surrounded by fellow students who can add value to your learning as well as their own. There are funding opportunities, so you can apply for scholarships and bursaries, and some of those can be up to 50% off, and they're dedicated MBA scholarships. I suppose for me, the final thing in terms of entry requirement is what I'm looking for is that you do have a passion for learning, that you do feel that you can add value on our Kent MBA. We're in a dedicated workspace, so there's lots of opportunities, even outside of the teaching hours, to meet up with other students, to work together. And in terms of how we teach, there are traditional lectures, but there's also lots of group work, small seminar work that again is really, really interesting because you get to compare notes and really learn from each other. So if you're up for the challenge of joining us on the Kent MBA journey and becoming a transformational leader of the future, here's some further links which you can click through to assist you with your application. You can have a tour of our iconic brand new Simpson building. You can also have a look at the Kent Online English test if you're an international student, and also review the pre-sessional English courses that we offer. There's also a scholarship finder, more information on our Aspire Lab, Unibuddy, which is where you can talk to some current students who can help guide you in your decision making, and finally the Kent app. If you want to join the Kent MBA, and if you have an ambition to graduate in Canterbury Cathedral, which is in the back of this picture, you can apply. On this screen here, you can click through either to apply, to do a Kent Online English test, if you're interested in looking at different scholarships. Unibuddy is a really interesting one because you can click onto that and actually speak to a student who currently works with us. You can have a virtual tour of the Citizen Building, which is where Kent Business School is based, and it's absolutely stunning. It's very new, very up-to-date, state-of-the-art technology, so that we can do all types of different learning, whether it be traditional or online. You can also book onto a pre-session or English course if you feel that's something you want to do over the summer before you join us. You can go and have a look around the Aspire Lab if that is something that you're excited about. And the final one is the Kent app, which you can click onto, and that gives you lots more information about accommodation and other societies and other things that you can get involved in over and above studying with us at Kent. And finally, if you want to get more information on the different MBA modules that I talked through, you can click through on that link there, and you can also contact our graduate admissions team if you have any questions, and they will sometimes pass those through to me. So I wish you well in your decisions. I can just say as a final point that this, I feel, is a really, really good return on investment. Taking a year out or 2 years out and spending that time to really enhance your career is definitely worth the effort. And also just having that opportunity to gain a support structure of lifelong friends from the Kent BA programme. So I wish you well, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you.